What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey. Your problem is our passion. That's fwhlegal.com. I'm Stephen A. Turner, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
Welcome back, Steve.
Got nothing in the headphones, so it's it's a little bit of it's a little distracting, but that's all right. Hey, I'm getting my hair cut today, so that's that's distracting as well here on Live at 5. There we go. We're turned up.
No, there you go.
Yeah, I think maybe the remote studio was down. That's what it was. We were doing some testing. We're trying to go Facebook Live today for the headset thing. Nevertheless, welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey. Myself, Vic Evans, got you for today's show. It's a Kentucky Wesleyan Wednesday. We'll be joined by Coach Yeast shortly. I've got hair cutting duties coming up a little bit later on. We'll see how that goes. There's a lot going on in here today. I can barely handle what's in front of me. You start adding things to my plate, and we'll see what happens. But nevertheless, we'll do the best.
It's welcome back Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been a rough Monday and Tuesday. I mean,
yeah, you had to watch the Phillies play.
Really rough. What's worse, watching the Phillies play for 15 and a half innings before you turn it off, or the stomach bug? It was bad. Nevertheless, much better today. A little weak, but about 70%. But I'm going to give it a go.
There you go.
I'm going to give it a go today. Coach Yeast, how you doing today?
I'm
man?
good. How you?
Man, I'm better. You know, I'm a lot better. I'm happy to be in studio today, and man. You guys came off a nice performance. I know anytime you look at the scoreboard and it's 21-0, you might think, oh, it's not. But I thought you guys bounced back well on the road, a great performance from your defense, you know. And I think that showed a lot about your team coming off a tough loss the week before.
Our guys are resilient, but I'm proud of them because we play with unbelievable effort on Saturday against the team that is our conference champion. There's one more game to decide who's going to be the conference champion between Tiffin and Ohio Dominican this week. But at the same time, we're really excited because we got another opportunity to play this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got Walsh coming in, and you get the home fans again
yes.
in the house. The same attendance deal as before?
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah, you can go on Kentucky Wesleyan.
We still had a great crowd.
Oh, it was a great crowd. Tremendous. Yeah. And I think you'll have another one. It was nice weather. It'll be a little cooler this week, but nevertheless, it should be good weather. Noon o'clock kickoff this time.
Noon o'clock.
Noon o'clock.
I like that.
That's a new one. I'm going to use that.
I think that's a
noon
Southern
o'clock
thing.
Listen,
hey, I want to tell you this. I'm with you, man. I need a haircut, too.
Oh, man.
Well, hang around. We'll get you one real quick.
Nah, I do my own. I cut it myself, but I need a cut, too, just so you ain't alone.
Whether it be the hair or the meds, maybe it's a combination of both.
Hey, Coach Yeast will tell you the most important ability is availability. So you're here today.
That is right.
Absolutely, man.
No question.
Man, but yeah, 21-0 at Tiffin. I watched most of the game. I got to see all the first half and a little bit of the second half. But it's 7-0 at halftime. You guys are battling. You're fighting. You know, talk about adapting the offense to Chauncey a little bit, you know, because that's something you're doing on the fly. And you know, talk about some of the challenges that you guys faced. And I thought he did. I thought he performed well. You guys just didn't convert when you got down there.
I think that Chauncey played a really, really good football game. Obviously, not playing quarterback, he missed some reads. He made the one really, really poor throw at the end of the game. But in terms of managing the game, we really ran the ball. I think we ran the ball very well. He was our leading rusher, but the rest of our running backs got involved. I thought our offensive line done a really good job. We had 3 freshmen starting on the offensive line against Tiffin, and they did a really good job. So we ran the ball well. We weren't as adept in passing the ball, but we are making a conscious effort to run the football and try to throw it when we need to throw it and take shots. And I thought he managed the game well. Our goal was to, if we're not going to score a touchdown, or if we score a touchdown, was to end every series with a kick. And we did that until the last drive of the game. So I think he did a really good job. In terms of us offensively, we're just trying to adapt and adjust to the personnel that we have, the quarterback that we have, understanding that that Chauncey is not a quarterback, even though he was a quarterback in high school. So he does have some experience. He has a phenomenal arm. He has a really big arm. But that's not what he's here to do. He's here to run routes and catch the ball. So we're going to try to do things to make the game easier for him and put him in positions where he can make plays, and that's what we're trying to do.
And I think one of the biggest growths that we've seen from, back when you played in the fall 2 years ago to now has been the young offensive line. It's actually played pretty well in every game. There's been some hiccups here and there, but that's something that you knew that had to be improved going forward. And do you like where they're at right now?
I love where they're at. To be honest with you, I am a firm believer that you build a football team from the inside out and not the outside in. So we are really, really trying to build the offensive and the defensive line. In terms of our offensive line, even though they're babies, we got a senior with Ian Francisco at center who's played a lot of games. Chaz Tooley's played a lot of games at tackle. He's a senior, but he'll be back in the fall. Kyrus Washington is a junior who's played a lot of games, but Noah Petty started at right tackle because Chaz couldn't play, and he played really, really well. So we have some good pieces up front. We're just going to continue to add to them, and I'm very, very pleased with what they're doing. Now, Coach Sinafani, our offensive line coach, he may think differently because he's mad all the time about anything and everything.
That's an offensive line coach.
Absolutely.
When have you ever seen an offensive line coach on the side happy?
He's a strength coach too, right?
He is
so
a strength coach.
He's definitely always mad.
And he's Italian, and he's short. So that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot going on for him, but he's my guy.
Poor offensive lineman.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased with their progress because this is like trial by fire. This is development. We are developing our young men. We're developing our talent, and we are slowly and methodically building a championship caliber program. And these teams that we play, we're just not quite there yet, but we're taking one step, put one foot in front of the other, and we're going to get there, and we're slowly getting there.
One thing you talked about the quarterback who's not a quarterback. But that also must say something to you about the kind of guys you recruit, because he has to know that, his job is to go catch balls in the fall, and he does not get to do what he's trying to prepare to do in the fall, but he's taking one for the team and saying, here's what I need to do to help, that even though it may hurt him later on. And that must say a lot about the type of guys that you get.
It does. It says a lot, especially for Chauncey. But he's not the only one that makes a lot of sacrifices. But, we're just speaking in terms of Chauncey right now because he's a young man that has been through a lot of hoops and hurdles since we got here. There were a couple times where maybe we should get rid of him, and he's stayed the course, and he's all in with everything that we're doing. He's sacrificing for the team. But like I told him, everything that you're doing right now is just going to make you a better wide receiver when we get in the fall, because we're going to get a guy that's going to come in and they're going to play the quarterback position. That's going to make us better as an offensive football team, and we're going to put you in a position to do what you do. But this experience is going to make you better.
Yeah, and Coach, we talk about offense and defense. Evaluate your special teams so far this short season that we've had, and maybe some of the things you want to see from them improvement-wise before you guys wrap up this spring.
Well, the one thing that I'm really pleased with, I'm pleased with our punt team. There have been a couple situations where we've been backed up, but we've done a good job of punting the ball, covering the kicks. I'm pleased with our kickoff. I think it can be a little bit better with our covering. I really like what we're doing in the return game. Not happy that we dropped the punt on Saturday, but I think we may have found a returner for punt return, so I'm really happy with that. The one thing that I'm really, really not pleased with right now is our field goal and PAT. It's something about our field goal and PAT. It's just like somehow, some way, we just cannot get that right. Sometimes it's the kicker, sometimes it's the holder, sometimes it's the line that has to block. We're just not clicking in that area, and that's the area right there in these last 2 weeks I want to see improve. More than anything, I really want to see that improve. But overall, with special teams, besides our field goal and PAT unit, I'm pretty pleased with what I see.
Yeah, and that's something, I think obviously putting points on the board every time you have an opportunity, especially when the calling card is your defense. And I think obviously that's the case. I think, you take out that game in the middle with some turnovers or whatnot, but the first game against Ohio Dominican and then last week against Tiffin, the performance speaks for itself on paper. You guys only
kind of like this. If you really think about it, We were inside the 30-yard line 4 times on Saturday. We did not score a touchdown. We got down in that area every time, and we did something or a few things to hurt ourselves. But at the same time, inside the 30-yard line with the wind, it was a very strong wind, we could have kicked 4 field goals. And I believe if we kick 4 field goals, we win that football game because our defense was playing lights out against a really, really solid offensive football team. So it's just an area that we really need to get better. We need some more competition at the kicking spot. But more importantly, we need to get some guys on a little bit longer on the edges. And we just need to improve with the holder, just the whole overall unit. We got to get points. Anytime we have opportunity to get points, we have to get points.
Yeah, defensive-minded team at every point, even if it's just 3, maybe 6, 9 points. You said 12. I mean, it might make all the difference in the game. You hold them to 199 yards of offense. You won time of possession. You guys only had 6 penalties. And the best stat of all, I think, that stood out to me, 1 of 12 on third downs, I think, for them offensively.
Yes.
That says a lot about defense because that's a money down.
Get off the field.
Down, just getting them off the field.
Get off the field.
They're on there 12 times. They only converted once, and that says a lot about your defense. You know, your linebackers, Jalen Wilson and Jalen Humphreys, have really flashed. They had tremendous games again, I felt like.
Well, I feel like that those 2 guys right there are arguably the 2 best linebackers in our conference. Like if they're not the best, then they're in the top 2 or 3 at their position without question. They're constantly making plays. They're all over the field. Every time you turn around, you're saying Jalen and Jalen. But our defensive line is also doing a phenomenal job of moving, slanting, stunting, getting pressure so that they can be free to make plays because they're doing their job as well. So I'm just really pleased with everything that we're doing on the defensive side of the ball. There are some things that we need to improve on, and we'll continue to work on those and get better. But I'm really, really pleased, especially with Jalen and Jalen. They're making a lot of plays.
Yeah, what's some other guys out there, that may be showing up, that I'm just not seeing watching on the live stream? Some guys that maybe are flashing under the radar a little bit for you.
Well, I think Deonko Wilkerson, one of our freshman running backs, he's a guy that we need to get a little bit more involved with the offense. I think he's going to move into the punt return role. He caught the ball. This was probably the first time that we've caught a ball and actually returned it and got yards in the 2 years that we've been here. So I was really pleased with that. I think Shedrick Kirk at corner is doing a phenomenal job along with Keyshawn Walker. But the one person in the secondary that nobody really talks about is freshman from Mayfield, Bubba Daniel. He's extremely smart, very gifted, not the biggest, but he'll smack you. Very great. He's an excellent communicator, gets everybody lines up, studies hard. So he makes it easy. If he doesn't make the play, he's going to get somebody else in position to make plays. You
just said gets everybody lined up as a freshman. From Mayfield. And they know how to win. I mean, so they absolutely got experience in that.
Yeah, and another person is Matt Wilson and Elijah Peterson, our 2 freshmen, left tackle and left guard. Baptism by fire. They hold their own. They're doing a really, really good job out there on the field. So I'm very pleased with them. And lastly, Zach Jones on the defensive line in the interior. Zach Jones is an animal down in the middle in the interior defensive line. And Kofor, 78 on the outside. He's just a really, really good football player.
Yeah, those guys always around the football. Anytime I've had the opportunity, especially Kofor, to call their games, just because he played with the last group. But you guys got Walsh coming in at noon o'clock.
Noon o'clock. Yeah, there it is again.
Saturday.
There it is.
Yeah, that's right. WBIO will have the call for you, and you can also live stream now on the great Midwest Sports Network as well. But you look at Walsh, they're coming in. They're 0-4, so it's an opportunity, to see what you got stack up. They 181 yards per game. They're averaging, giving up 353. It's an opportunity for you guys on Saturday. I feel
it's an opportunity, but they played the same teams that we've played.
Sure.
And they played some good football teams. And one thing about Walsh, they have a really good defense. Their running back is excellent. They have a pretty good offensive line. But I think they're in a phase 1 year ahead of schedule as relates to us with their head coach being in his 3rd season. So they're 1 year ahead of us. So they're building. So I think that we're going to have to go out and try to play our best possible game in order to beat them. And if we don't, they're going to kick our tails. But I feel good about our preparation yesterday. We got more preparation tonight and tomorrow, and then on Friday, and then on Saturday we'll get after it. But we're going to have to play our best football game. We're going to have to play great on offense. We're going to have to play great again on defense. We're going to have to do something in special teams to change the course of the game, to make a play in our favor, to create a score, maybe score ourselves or put us in position to score. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're going to have to play excellent complementary football in all phases of the game.
Yeah, and tell the folks out there why they need to come out on Saturday. It's football season, man.
It's football season.
Spring. It's football season. Put the baseball on hold for one Saturday. Come out to Steel Stadium and tell them about, I feel like the crowd, even though last time didn't go our way, I feel like it was still a lot of energy in the stands. And you guys get into a close game in the fourth quarter, that could be the difference in the game.
Well, I believe so, too. I mean, again, I can't stress enough how important it is for everybody to understand, hey, we don't believe in any moral victories here at Kentucky Wesleyan football. I'm a winner, but I'm 1-13 as a head coach, and I understand that. But you got to understand, we started with 37, and we're playing a lot of young guys, and we are building a program. We have now 37 total in that first spring. So we are building a program. We have a foundation. We are heading and trending in the right direction. Once we start winning, we are going to continue to win. So as much support as we can get from the community, we love all the support that we can give. We encourage it. But I'm going to say this, our baseball team over here,
oh yeah,
them dudes are good. So if you want to go watch some good baseball, go watch our baseball team. Coach Lil Pop is doing a phenomenal job with our baseball program.
Absolutely.
But come out to Steel Stadium on Saturday at noon o'clock. We'll be there.
Noon o'clock.
Yeah, noon o'clock, baby.
We'll get you for noon o'clock, and we'll have you on the
Before we get you out of here, though, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Just curious, if you're the 49ers, are you taking Mac Jones, you taking Trey Lance, or you taking Justin Fields?
Man, that's putting you on the spot.
Ask me that one more time.
If you're the 49ers,
Mm-hmm.
are you taking Mac Jones with the third pick, Justin Fields, or Trey Lance? Which quarterback are you taking?
I'm going to be honest with you. My son is really, really good friends with Mac Jones. Mac Jones has proven to me that he can learn, develop, start, and win at a very high level. I'm taking Mac Jones.
I like it.
Man,
I like it.
That answer. That was a good curveball question there.
I like it.
Coach Yeast, man, thanks for giving us some time again. I know you're about to get over to practice. Look forward to Saturday, noon o'clock. At Steel Stadium. We'll have it for you on WBO. Good luck, man. We wish you luck. You don't need it. Preparation will be all there. I guarantee it.
We
Kentucky
need it.
Wesleyan football. When we come back, I'm going to get my head cut.
At some point.
My head cut.
Yeah, what time is the haircut? What time?
Whenever she gets here.
I want to see that
5:30ish.
myself.
Well, you can pull it up on the, he'll
have
post
the
the live stream.
I'll be practicing by then.
I know, but you can tonight.
watch it later.
He'll
You
post
can
it later to
enjoy me.
Twitter.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I'm going to try to
Post
talk
that
sports.
thing on Twitter.
That'll
You
definitely
post
be
the
on
whole
Twitter.
thing on Twitter so I can watch it.
Oh, man, it's going to be a mess. But, yeah, we'll have that. We got the scoreboard. We got a little bit of draft talk, everything in between, and get my hair cut, of course.
That's what happens when you go with the Big Ten.
Thanks, Big Ten, for nothing, especially Illinois and Michigan. I think Illinois and
Should have
Michigan
picked
for
Baylor.
nothing. It would have been the right pick.
They look like dogs.
I mean, Baylor and Gonzaga.
Pretty good.
I would
good.
still have my hair.
You would.
But instead, the Big Ten's cost me my hair. It cost me watching football on Friday or Saturday mornings, and in the Big Ten all in September and October. Just a mess. I'm not a fan of the Big Ten. We'll be right back live at 5:1027 The Game.
When bad weather hits, you can submit school and business closings at owensbororadio.com. Select the Contact tab at the top of owensbororadio.com, then hit Cancellations. Give us all the information about the school or business closing, and we'll spread the info to our listeners. Brad Emberton Heating and Cooling makes bad weather announcements possible. Your comfort is Brad Emberton's business. Again, to submit a cancellation or closing, visit owensbororadio.com and click the Contact tab at the top of the page.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
ATTC Manufacturing.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 1027 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs, all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shout-outs, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, hey. It's time to celebrate. Congratulations,
And the
seniors.
way to celebrate,
Toss
by
your
throwing
cap.
the cap up!
You're listening to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. Studio, myself, Stephen A. Turner, and Coach Vic Evans here. I'm trying to do the live stream, Vic, but I failed. The first task Dave gives me, and he's standing right over my shoulder, and I fail.
You
Just
fail.
Like that. Put the wrong
You know.
grab. I want to get Foreman, Watson, Holtrey up there, and do want to mention the Owensboro Thoroughbreds will be in action. I'll tell you what, we got a busy schedule coming up. Tomorrow night we'll be over in Southern Indiana for some baseball, courtesy of ATTC Manufacturing on 105.7. CJ over there will be Caleb Farkas and Mr. David Clark with the call. And then Friday night will be Thoroughbreds night. It'll be Thoroughbreds Thursday tomorrow. On the show, we have Coach Anderson and a player in to talk about their weekend. They went 1-1 on the trip. But Friday night will be the Thoroughbreds home opener at the Owensboro Sports Center. You'll be on the mic for that one. You excited for that?
I am. I'm looking forward to it. You know, they went 1-1, but it was two well-played games. They had a nice comeback in the fourth quarter of game 2 and just came up a point short.
Yeah, they had a shot to win it at the end. So, I mean,
So
it's about all you can ask for.
I'm looking forward to it. I you know, you look at how they play offensively, just seeing the numbers they put up, and
Oh, yeah.
you know, and listen to Coach Anderson talk about how he wanted this team to play. I'm actually really looking forward to this and seeing. And I think it's a very talented team. I think this is more talent than we ever remember. You know, the old Thoroughbreds having.
Oh, yeah. And this
You know,
is, this
at a
may
whole
be-
different level of talent.
That first season, they were pretty. That first year, they were a pretty talented group, just lacking a big man. Now they've got a couple big men, and we talked to Coach Anderson, and just the confidence they had in the paint game, I felt like is big. And then when Corey Wilford's talking about, you know, he wasn't going to play for anybody other than Coach Anderson. He wasn't coming back to Owensboro unless they were able to get Coach Anderson. So I think Coach Anderson's a commodity.
He is. And the thing I'm also looking forward to, and this is why I hope people in the community give this an opportunity and a chance, is because the ownership is so different. Because you didn't, you know, even before you would play a few games and you'd be like, hey, I like this guy and I like this guy. And he'd show up and be like, where's the team? This is a whole new team. And you don't have to worry about that now because
No.
everything is different. And I think they're doing it the right way. And so I am looking forward to getting in there and having it done.
Yeah, and then, of course, Saturday, noon o'clock, we'll have Kentucky Wesleyan football on WBIO. And then Sunday, we'll be right back again with the Thoroughbreds at the Sports Center Puzzle Pieces Day there.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be cool. They're going to have the Puzzle Pieces jerseys. They're going to auction it off for charity. You can't really beat that at all. And you get a great basketball game in the mix as well. It'll be a good Saturday out. You can mix it all in. You got baseball on
We stay
Thursday,
busy.
basketball Friday, football Saturday, basketball again on Sunday. And you need to download the Owensboro radio app because it's going to be on all channels.
All
across
channels.
the
And it's
board.
right there at
You
your
got
fingertips.
105.7, you got 102.7 The Game, you got WBIO, and you got back to 102.7 The Game on Sunday for the Thoroughbreds. I can't wait. But speaking of Thoroughbreds, let's head to the Owensboro Thoroughbreds scoreboard right now and check out some scores from last night. Vic, the game you guys were on, you live streamed it. If you can check that out on the Cromwell Radio Facebook page. But it's Davis County defeating Catholic last night in softball action, 5-1. First 9th District game of the season, Vic, and I saw a little bit of it, but you were there, man. The game between those two is always one of the best matchups in the state. Yeah,
it is well played, and I think, Davis County, I think is really, really good. I like them. I think what they're special at that maybe they have a leg up on a lot of people that people don't think about is defensively up the middle. They are so good. They really flashed the leather that day. And it was it was a 1-0 game, and then you had the big error that kind of broke the game open where Catholic couldn't get out of the jam on the ground ball, had the throwaway that gave up 2 runs, and then Newman hits the triple to add a 4th run to make it 5-0, and that kind of broke it open. You kind of knew then that Davis County was probably going to win that one. But I thought Catholic played well. I liked the way Phelps pitched. I thought, anytime you can go through that lineup multiple times and kind of keep it at bay, because Davis County's lineup is just so long. And I was really impressed with both teams.
Yeah, and you said one mistake is really all it took. You talk about the error that Catholic made, Davis County was able to capitalize, and that's what good teams do.
Right, and I give a lot of credit.
One error can cost you the whole game.
I've got to give a lot of credit because it wasn't a terrible play. Concrete, fielded the ball, but I give a lot of credit to the hitter, Simone, the 9-hole hitter, who hits the ground ball and then busts down the line. That just forced Camille Concrete to speed up a little bit, because it was not like, and you see it so often, I hit a ground ball, and you kind of half it down the line, and it makes a routine play. She turned what could have been a routine play by getting down the line and making it bang, bang, where they had to rush the throw a little bit. It came out a little low, and then it ends up, down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. You had Abby Newman with 2 RBIs in the game. Hattie Newman with an RBI as well. Bailey Hamilton drove in the lone run for Owensboro Catholic, but it's Davis County #1 in the Canty Dairy Queen girls softball poll that you heard on yesterday's show. Just a hold and serve there at the 1 spot. Over in the 10th District last night, you had a great matchup between Muhlenberg and Ohio, and Muhlenberg got the win 3-2. A little bit more experienced team when you talk about the Lady Mustangs. Josie Davis with the big walk-off RBI to get the win. Carolyn Hope 3 for 3 at the plate. Emma Rose with the win on the mound. It drops Ohio County to 1-7, but you look at their schedule and it's been tough. I mean, and slow going. It's just a little different year. I can attest to that just for how things have gone with my daughter playing at Owensboro. The stop and start thing, it's a lot harder than you think. It's one thing to talk about it and just say, oh, well, they haven't played. It's another thing to actually see it play out. And, I think Ohio County's kind of been up against it a little bit there. And they'll be fine come district tournament time, I think.
Oh, I do too. And I do. And it's so much. I think it's even tougher in baseball because it's such a routine sport and it's such a monotonous sport where you do the same things every day, where you're getting to see pitching every day and you're getting to field balls. Whereas in some other sports, you can, even if you start and stop, you can go shoot on your own and you can go do this on your own. It's really tough to in a practice setting face live pitching that you see in the games.
Absolutely. Trinity got a win last night, 13-10 over Union County. Cassidy Morris and Georgia Howard each went 3 for 4 in the win for the Lady Raiders. Butler County, who's been red hot lately, I believe they moved the record to 9-2 on the season.
I think so.
Defeated Grayson County 15-0. So I'm interested to see Butler County against some of the big dogs of the region. Just
I am
to see
too.
How I say that they beat Meade. I mean, that was a huge win under the hat. They also beat Hancock County. So, there's really not many other ones out there other than maybe Catholic or Davis County inside the region. So Butler County's off to a tremendous start on the softball field. You move it over to baseball, Vic, on the Owensboro Thoroughbred scoreboard. All-A championship game last night, and it was Catholic who will be moving on now to the All-A semi-state round. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, they'll play Clinton County, the winner of the 4th region.
There you go. And they knocked off Hancock 8-2 last night. Sam McFarland picking off right where he left off on the hardwood. Got a win on the hill. Went 4 for 4. Scored 3 runs, 2 stolen bases. Put up a triple-double. I mean, whatever you want Sam McFarland to do.
He can do it.
He can do it, man. Tremendous outing from him. Finley Muncie drove in 3. Braden Mundy drove in 2. And I thought Hancock did a good job hanging in this game, but in the end, it was just too much aces.
Yeah, I mean, they pounded out 15 hits, and that's what kind of, their pitching depth and their lineup depth is what really sets them apart from everybody in this area. Is, we talked about, Phelps having to go through that Davis County lineup multiple times. I'm not sure there's a pitcher out there that can go through that lineup 3 to 4 times in a game without getting really beat up. And so I think Hancock did the thing that you may be able to do. They ran 3 different pitchers out there. And I just don't know if there's too many pitchers in this region that are going to be able to go give you 5 innings and go through that lineup multiple times because it's so deep and very good.
Yeah, once they see you once, they're zeroed in. And
yeah.
They're extremely talented. And across the board, I think I saw Coach Hibbs said in the paper they have 13, 14, 15, 16 guys that can contribute. And at the end of the day, he's not bragging about it. He actually has 13, 14, 15, 16 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does. He almost has 2 teams that can go out and compete.
It's very, very deep team. And whenever we do have our ESPN Owensboro All-Region team, there'll be a lot of green and gold on that thing.
Yeah, here come the bias comments. I don't know. I think we were biased against Catholic before, but now
it's gonna be
whatever happens. We'll see.
It doesn't matter what.
I'm losing my hair in a minute. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I know that Owensboro Catholic's going to be a tough game for anybody in Western Kentucky, let alone maybe the state. I mean, they're just loaded.
They're a top 10 team.
I believe so too. Move it over. District game, 9th District. Davis County knocked off Owensboro 10-1. Hunter Payne on the mound. 8 strikeouts. Nice performance from him. And Decker Renfro, 4 for 5 at the plate. 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs for Renfro. Leighton Huskisson with 2 RBIs for the Panthers and a big district win for them over there. And I'm just kind of curious to how the layout's going to go. I think right now you probably have to rank it Catholic, Apollo, Davis County, Owensboro.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested because Davis County surprised a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing this year is they're only counting the first game you play for the district seeding. So it's basically like a one game and done.
I like
that.
Honestly,
I do too.
I like it.
If you look at Davis County, I think, what are they, like 7-3 or 6-3? I think they're 6-3. They played 5 games in 1 week, and we talked about this. Sometimes you look at scores, and they had lost. They won their first 3, they lost 3, but that was in the middle of playing like 6 games in like 8 days.
Right.
And so they gave up a bunch of runs in those 3 games they lost. Where you get down into your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th guy in your rotation, and then you get back to the top, and all of a sudden now they're giving up 2, 3 in 1 run.
Right.
And so I think sometimes people look at scores and they they're not that good. They lost to them. Well, they played, like I said, they were playing like 6 games in like 9 days, and so they taxed their pitching. And sometimes if you like we do in the summer, there's just some games you go in there and you're just going, hey, take one for the team, buddy.
Give us what we
and
got.
That you're just going to go out there and do what you can do. And I think that's where Davis County, and I think they are better than most people give them credit for because they just look at those 3 losses in the middle where they gave up like an average of 12 runs. But a lot of that had to do with they were playing so many games in such a short amount of time.
How hard is that as a competitor? To know, like, oh, man, we got 4 pitchers available tonight. I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, one guy goes out and gives up 8 in 1 inning, and you're like, oh, man, what do we do here?
Yeah, you hope. I mean, there are times.
I mean, I just asked that because I was watching the Phillies last night. We'd already blown our bullpen in game 1. We're in game 2, and Nola can't even get through 3 innings, and I'm like, man, this is bad.
Yeah,
we got nobody else to put out there.
That's what makes baseball different. I mean, there are times as a manager, you're going to still try to put the best you can put out there to give you a chance to win. But you understand baseball, unlike a lot of things, is a marathon.
It is. It really is. You got to keep that mindset,
right.
too.
And so I
don't have that mindset.
There are times. I mean,
as a fan, I die with every pitch. That guy's a bum.
It hurts me. It hurts us as managers, too. I know there's times in the summer where we've gone in, we're like, hey, we really got 3 arms tonight, but you're hoping that the guy you hand the baseball to can give you 6 or 7, and the guy gives you 1 and you close it out. Just doesn't always work that way. And when it gets out of hand, then you just got to realize you're taking 1 for the team to give you an opportunity to win 3 or 4 more next week.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up playing out. I know Davis County's on a roll right now. I'm curious to see their matchup versus Apollo. I think to kind of stagger the district a little bit, obviously, going forward. And Apollo did knock off Muhlenberg last night. They're just continuing their run. I mean, they're red hot as of late. A 9-7 win over Muhlenberg. Tanner Klee, Dan St. Clair, and Nolan Millay each drove in 2 runs apiece in the victory for Apollo. I believe that moves them to 11-2.
11-2. It was a great comeback win. They were down 6-2 late in that game.
30 games for the season's over with.
Yeah.
That's
36 is the is the max.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know if they lowered that
You
some.
think in a COVID year, you may not be able to do that, but Apollo's rolling.
Baseball's meant to play every day.
I love it.
That's the way you do it.
When you lose a doubleheader, you want to get back to action like ASAP. I'm looking for the lineups now.
That's what I mean. I love football too, but I think I would kill me as a football coach where you lose on Friday night.
Oh, you have to
and
wait
you got
a whole week.
on baseball. I lose Friday night. I'm ready to go back Sunday. Saturday.
Yeah, usually on the NFL loss, I'm ready Monday morning. I'm like, let's go. And I do that a lot because we lose a lot. So that just is what it is. On the scoreboard, Grayson County knocked off McLean 7-3, and Louisville Trinity knocked off Meade, one of the top teams in the state, 8-2. But Meade has had a tremendous start to their season. Coming up next, get my hair cut. Well, as soon as she comes in, we'll get it done. We'll be on Facebook Live with it. Also going to talk a little draft. Big part of the second half of the show will be the NFL draft here on Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, 102.7 The Game.
When bad weather hits, you can submit school and business closings at owensbororadio.com. Select the Contact tab at the top of owensbororadio.com, then hit Cancellations. Give us all the information about the school or business closing, and we'll spread the info to our listeners. Brad Emberton Heating and Cooling makes bad weather announcements possible. Your comfort is Brad Emberton's business. Again, to submit a cancellation or closing, visit owensbororadio.com and click the Contact tab at the top of the page.
You come to us broken. You come to us injured. You come to us scared, and you come to us lost. But we pick you up when you are broken. We stand beside you while you heal. We help you defeat your fears, and we find justice. We are Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, and we are dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Hey, what's going on? Jordan Rose, your bearded Viking here, and with me,
I'm David Clark, 102.7 The Game, ESPN Owensboro.
and the reason we are dressed in our graduation garb is because we are wanting to celebrate the class of 2021 with senior shout-outs, all presented by McDonald's of Owensboro.
That's right, graduating class of 2021. Big thanks to the Owensboro area McDonald's for making all of this possible with all your favorite items here. You got the caffeine, you got the food. It's time to get it, seniors.
And the only way to submit a senior shout-out is by going to owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and here is how you do it. It's that simple to do. owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts, and you can put a lot more than just a picture in there, David.
Absolutely. You can do photos, you can do audio, you can even do captions to let everybody know all about your favorite senior in the tri-state area.
It's owensbororadio.com/senior shoutouts. This is all made possible again thanks to McDonald's of Owensboro. So when you need that caffeine fix or you need to get those brain cells pumping by getting some food, go to McDonald's of Owensboro. And again, congratulations to you, class of 2021, for reaching the finish line. Yeah, buddy!
All right, good job, A. It's time to celebrate. Congratulations,
And the
seniors.
way to celebrate,
Toss
by
your
throwing
cap.
the cap up!
You're listening to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. And it's time, Vic, I think. I mean, we're getting close.
It is time.
Why am I nervous?
We're getting right there.
I've been nervous all afternoon. I'm all flustered, obviously, noon o'clock. I mean, blow the interview with Craig Yeast a little bit earlier, but that's all right.
Well, I've got to give you props, Steve, because we let the fans decide. They picked this. You did a crappy job with your bracket, so you got to pay up. I mean, that's just the way it works.
I've got to pay the piper. I mean, it's better than eating ghost pepper chips. If that had to happen coming off a stomach virus,
oh, yes.
Forget about it. I'm dead. I mean,
you'd have been dead.
I have to take a week's vacation somewhere. But nevertheless, Steph Bowling's in studio with us here.
She is.
She's going to do the big hair cutting. And we'll go ahead. Are we ready to roll? Okay, well, I'll switch spots. What I'll do is we'll switch spots here, Vic. You can come around to my microphone. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the camera on Facebook because I'm sure everybody just wants to see me get my hair cut. And then we'll talk draft while I'm getting my hair cut. I think I can talk while we're doing it.
Yep. Take your headphones off.
Yep.
You know, we'll pull the whole thing out.
There you go.
We are ready to go.
All right.
It doesn't get any better.
Can you see me on the camera over there?
We sure can.
Okay.
Are you on the the big camera that's up front on the right? Is that what we're looking
That's
at?
it. The one that's circled in red?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. I mean, I have waited for this day since Michigan lost in the Elite Eight.
Well, I knew it was over when Illinois lost. I mean, and then I pick against Gonzaga, which, I mean, they didn't win at all, but picking them to the finals probably would have helped a little bit.
Or at least pick them to the final. You didn't have them in the Final Four.
No, I didn't. No.
There you go.
I had them going down to Virginia, who lost in the second round.
No, Virginia lost
in
the first round.
That's right, yeah.
So Virginia and Illinois and
we're just
Michigan
giving you a little background on why my hair is about to be completely cut off here.
Well, not completely. I think we're going to let you put it on a 1.
That'll be great. Oh, you're going to let me do a 1?
Yeah.
I feel better now.
Do you want a 1?
Yeah, a 1 would be great. A 1 would be...
All right, we'll let you have it.
Okay, it's up to you. You won the bet.
That was up to the fans picked it.
Okay, we'll do 1.
Okay.
Let's do 1. I'm taking 1 for the team here.
There you go. We'll let her put a 1 guard on there.
Tell us the big River Dogs news before we jump into the draft.
Yeah, as she's starting to cut your hair, breaking River Dogs news. We will be bringing back to the River Dogs in 20. Oh, that looks awesome. In 2021, all OVL infielder from 2019, Kyle Hogwood from Paris, Texas.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Hogwood came in and did the River Dogs show, and I think it was one of the most entertaining guests that we had. Not to mention a pretty good middle infielder there, Vic.
Very good middle infielder.
You're taking way too much pleasure. I don't know what you're more excited about, Hogwood or
it's the haircut.
Me being bald.
I mean, it's the haircut.
But it is what it is. Were you surprised that Craig Yeast took Mike Jones over Fields or Trey Lance?
No, that's where I have Mike Jones going. I'm glad he did. It makes me look good.
I mean, Craig's kind of the expert.
He is kind of the expert.
You buying into this? We'll talk a little NFL draft now. You buying into this Justin Fields drama that everybody keeps trying to bring everything up about him being a bad worker, about the baseball thing is playing in now, saying he can't throw because he likes to play baseball too much. Like, you buying into this?
I think you get a lot of misinformation out there because people are I think there's some teams at the bottom of the draft hoping he falls a little bit where they can trade up and get Justin.
So you think it's teams that's putting the information out there? You don't think Fields is going to be a bust?
I have him as number 5 on my quarterback.
So you're buying into the you're buying into some of the bad.
It has nothing to do with that. I think I just think I like the other 4 better.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask you because this came up yesterday on Twitter. I know our good friend Emily Van Buskirk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Put out there. I believe it was Chrissy Freud too,
Freud,
right? They were going back and forth about the start bench cut, right?
They're doing a podcast tonight on that.
Well,
so check it out.
We're going to steal their thunder.
Okay.
I just want to go in. I just want to get your thoughts because I tweeted out about it and you said I was dead wrong. Which, I mean, I am getting my hair cut right now because I'm horrible at predictions. But nevertheless, Fields, Jones, Trey Lance. You got to start one, you got to bench one, you got to cut one. What do you think?
Fields, Trey Lance, and Jones. I start Jones. I bench Trey Lance because I think he's a great project, and I cut Justin Fields.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to go the exact opposite.
Okay.
I agree with you. I would cut Mike Jones. That's me.
Okay.
I think Mike Jones is very limited, especially seeing some of his pro day stuff. I don't know, man. Like, and Dave hit the nail on the head when he said that Mike Jones has never really had to face adversity.
No.
You look at what Mac Jones played behind at Alabama.
Well, you're gonna have a first round probably tackle. You got probably the highest rated center in the draft. You got 2 first round wide receivers,
2 top 10 probably wide receivers,
and probably a first round running back in the backfield, and a guard that's probably going to go in the top 3 rounds.
Not sold on Mac Jones.
I think he's
It's a Tua situation.
I don't think so. I think he goes to Kyle Shanahan, and I think Kyle Shanahan makes him to be the next Matt Ryan when Matt Ryan was good when he was Shanahan.
He was good with Shanahan. You're
Right.
correct. What about Justin Fields in that offense? I mean, Shanahan likes to, run the short screen game. He likes to run I just feel like a dynamic playmaker like Fields in San Francisco. Think about it. If you're a Cowboys fan and you're playing San Francisco week 1, would you be more scared to face San Francisco with Justin Fields or Mac Jones?
I think Mac Jones. I think Chrissy Freud said it best on our show that the way he processes information and the ability he has to understand what's going on and his intelligence, I think he's going to be a lot better than people think he's going to be.
There you go.
And in the NFL, it's all about processing information quickly.
No, it is.
And I think people in Alabama, just like Chrissy Freud said, people around there will tell you that he's been at the highest level of that of anybody they've had down there.
Yeah, I think what was it? The receiver. One of the receivers gave him high praise. Waddle. Yeah.
I think it was Waddle.
Said he was playing much better than Tua. He would take Jones over Tua.
And he didn't face adversity last year. But we're talking about a guy that was a 3-star coming out of Jacksonville, originally committed to Kentucky, went to Alabama. You knew you had Tua, and then you had Jalen Hurts, and there was a lot of quarterbacks there in front of him. Went, got better, studied, and when he got his shot, hit a home run with it. So there was a little bit of adversity there, maybe not just his senior year.
Yeah, I agree. There's a little bit of adversity, but on the field, it's a little bit different. That's what I'm kind of looking for on the field. Quickly, because we'll get the break, and then we'll finish up my hair, and we'll get you out of here on a Wednesday. If the draft does go Lawrence, Wilson, and Jones, what happens at the 4 spot?
I think that's where the draft starts. If it's me, and in my last mock up to this point, I'm Atlanta. I either trade down and get more draft capital, but I think the biggest can't-miss prospect, the guy that if you're going to say name one person in this draft that's going to be a Hall of Famer, to me, that guy's Kyle Pitts. And if I'm Atlanta, I take Kyle Pitts and I team him up with Julio Jones and with their other wide receivers. This is a tight end and a wide receiver's body playing tight end. I think in that offense, with Arthur Smith as the new head coach, I think it could be dynamic.
You go that over maybe somebody offering the farm for the 4 pick?
No. If I get a big, huge offer, I would definitely think.
You think they will get an offer at 4 for a Fields or a Lance?
I think the teams that would make that offer are too far down in the draft to get that high.
I keep your eye on Denver.
That may be one, but I think Denver may, we'll see. But, that would be the only one I could see moving up, that Atlanta would move up for that. It's going to be hard for the Bears to come up from where they are. It's going to be hard for Washington to come up from at 20 where they are.
Yeah.
The Patriots, that's just moving.
I can see the Patriots moving that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pause it right there.
You're going to tell me what button?
I'll get it. I'll come over there and do it really quick.
All right.
I know Steph's having a hard time. I'm moving around all over the place. It don't have to look great. We'll be right back and finish out the show live at 5, 102.7 The Game. Oh, man.
That looks good.
Here we go.
What do you think about that?
Why is it not?
They're on the radio, Harper.
You want to say hi on the radio
Do you want to say hi?
when we come back?
You're listening to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman, Watson, Holtrey, FWHlegal.com. Couple minutes left here in the show, and my haircut is complete. Thanks, Steph, for the job coming in. And I bet you've never done that, talk sports and cut my hair off.
I mean, it was really my pleasure.
Yeah.
It was really my pleasure. Really, really my pleasure.
I don't think you got as much pleasure as Vic did.
Oh, I got all kinds of pleasure from it. There's no doubt.
I look ridiculous. I mean, I look like, what's his name, Jason Statham, but not nearly, I mean, the head part, just up here, it does. It's ridiculous.
You know who you remind me of?
Oh, man.
You remind me of, now I'm going to forget.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the war movie. Trying to think of the name of it now.
Well, you're dropping the ball.
I know. I forget now. It'll come to me here in a second.
But, Steph, thank you so much for coming in and being a good sport and facilitating our bet. And next year I'll make maybe a little less stakes on the line.
Well, thank you for having me.
You got a big helper over here, too, that
I
helps
do.
out. Tell her to introduce her there.
Tell them what your name is.
Harper Lane.
Yeah, Harper.
Harper.
Mm-hmm.
She came in and was a big assist there, handing the tools off as my hair came off there, Vic. And now here I am. It's a lot cooler, though. I will say that.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full metal. Oh,
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Powell. You remind me of Powell on Full Metal Jacket.
That's
when he's like
terrifying.
sitting in the bathroom, you know, and he's
Yeah, I
cleaning his
remember
gun.
that, yeah.
You have that look about
I'm
you.
going to hope a little less crazy than that. I mean, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's nice to get back in the studio today off of a tough couple days, and thank God for hats.
There you go. You'll have a hat on from now on, won't you?
You normally probably take offense to that. Like when my ex-wife, when she cut hair, she would say, "I hate when guys come in and get their hair cut and immediately put their hat on." And
At headquarters, it's a thing.
There-
I'm
oh,
used to
that's
it.
it. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure
surrounded
everybody
by
wears
men all
hats.
the time, so yeah.
So there you go.
I'm
And-
used to it.
Every time she cuts my hair, it's the first thing I do when I leave is I put my hat on.
He does. I don't even know why I waste 5 minutes fixing his hair.
Sumner said I look like Jason Statham's fat cousin Mason Statham. That's probably accurate. You can check out his podcast. Do What podcast came out today, redropped, so it's brand new out there. Be sure and search that. And we're out of time. We made it through. Thank you, Steph, for coming in and getting the job done. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Vic, you win.
I won.
Congratulations.
I won the bracket challenge.
You won. Your hair is safe. Nevertheless, tomorrow will be Thoroughbreds Thursday. We'll have Coach Anderson in with the player. Friday, we'll have the Thoroughbreds game for you. And, of course, Dave and Caleb will be over. I believe it's Tell City and South Spencer tomorrow.
Be a good one.
On CJ 105.7. Until then, I got to go find my hat. We'll see you tomorrow live at 5, 102.7 The Game.